you ever seen something like this? 2 miles easy, 8 by 100 m at 5K with 100 m recovery, 1 mile cool down? Do you know what I just said? Well, if not, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the secret codes of runners. Well, not really. It's not a secret. It's just some shorthand that we use when we're putting together training plans and workouts. So stay tuned. So here is the example that I just gave. What you can see is that it's 2 miles at your easy pace, conversational, level 3 out of 10. You're going to run a cycle of 100 meters at your current 5K pace with 100 meters of recovery, or usually that means walking, after that 100 meters is done. And you are going to do that 8 times. Okay? And then after you're done doing all of that 10 times, after that last 100 meter recovery, then you're going to run another mile as a cool down. So that will be usually zone 1 or 2 for most of you, or even walking. I know when I first started getting into running drills and actual workouts beyond just mileage, I was confused as well about what these things wanted me to do. I had to Google them before I learned all of the things that went into it. So those of us who have been running for a while, sometimes we fall into the thinking that everyone knows what we're talking about when we talk about certain things. And we forget that when we first started out, that we didn't know what some of those things meant. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's say you're going to do a 10-minute warm-up. 3 miles easy, and then we'll throw in 3 by 1 km at half marathon pace. And you're going to have to forgive my terrible writing since I'm writing it upright. And then we'll have a 3 mile easy 10-minute cool down. Okay, so the warm-up part, the easy part, all of that should be self-explanatory. Now, so the kilometers is 3 by 1 kilometer at half marathon pace. Now, I am terrible at knowing what meters and kilometers are as far as in relation to miles, so I always have to Google that because the way I set up my workouts is by miles. So the important part of this, right, is this piece right here. Okay, is 3 by 1 kilometer at half marathon pace. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is it, like I said, is in kilometers. So you have, if you're setting up your own intervals, you may, depending on the thing that you use, have to figure out what a kilometer is in miles so that you can kind of transfer that over. And you're going to do that 3 times at half marathon pace. Now, even if you are training for a half marathon, which is why a thing like this would be in there, you are looking for your current half marathon pace, not the half marathon pace that you want to go when you are at the physical race. This is like a build up to your race, and these are the workouts you're doing to build up to the pace that you want. And this is mostly if you have a time goal. So you see at half marathon pace means current half marathon pace. So if you don't know what that is, you're going to have to go to a pace calculator that you can find online, and there are lots of them, but I'll link you to a good one down below. And you can enter in a race, and it will tell you where your current half marathon pace is. Now, if you haven't run in 3 years and you use that race, that's probably not going to be quite as accurate. You may also see at goal half marathon race pace, and that is what you're trying to hit if you are training for a half marathon with a time goal. Now, you're only going to see that if you're training for a half marathon. If you're training for a 5K, you'll see at goal 5K pace. Now, unless it says goal, run those paces at your current level. You may also, instead of distance, see time expressed. So the shorthand could be 6 miles easy plus 2 by 8 second hill sprints. So you'll sprint fast up a hill for only 8 seconds 2 times.
You may or may not see an explicit recovery for that. You may just see jog recovery or recover. You're going to need to use your judgment in that case, how long your recovery is. It may be helpful to check your heart rate, and when it gets back into zone 1 or 2 range, then you do the next interval. So that may be expressed, for example, as 3x400 m at 3K pace. So you will run for 400 meters 3 times at your current 3K pace. The recovery is not included in that equation, but rather it is left up to you to decide when you are recovered. If you are joining me on the podcast for the 10-week RRCA Start to Run program, where I'm leading you through the run walks, you are learning what shorthand is by mapping out the runs that you need to do on your own the rest of the week. So we're on week 2 this week, and I'll link that down below.
Okay, so let's look at week 2 on paper. All right, if a coach were sending this to you, it would look something like this for week 2 of the RRCA Start to Run program. All right, so you'd have a 5-minute warm-up, 6 by 2 minutes run, 3-minute walk, 5-minute cool down. Now, based on what I've told you, you should be able to figure out what this means. So you have a 5-minute warm-up. You're going to run for 2 minutes and then walk for 3 minutes. And you're going to do that 6 times. Okay? And then you're going to have a 5-minute cool down. So this is a 40-minute workout right there. Okay? Now, as you get deeper into workouts, you're going to see things like 2 by 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute at 10K to 1500 m pace with 90-second jog recoveries. And then 2-minute walk between sets. So what the heck does that mean?
Just like a math problem, if you break it up, you're going to get what your workout is. This is called a ladder workout, and it just means you are working in steps up and down of different times or distances. For this particular workout,
is you're going to run for 6 minutes at your current 10K pace. You're going to then jog for 90 seconds. Then you're going to run for 5 minutes at your current, say, 8K pace. And if you have a coach, they'll give you the ranges and things like that. If you don't, then you can figure these out for yourself, again, with a pace calculator. You're going to have a 90-second jog. You are then going to have a 4-minute at your 5K pace, 90-second jog, 3 minutes at 3K pace. Okay, so you get the picture, all right? 90-second jog, then blah, 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 until you get down to your 1,500 meter pace, and that's at your 1 minute. Then you're going to do a 2-minute walk between sets. Okay, so you have 2 minutes between sets. So this is set 1. Set 2 means you're going to do that all again, okay? And that is a ladder workout. And with ladder workouts, there are different ways you can structure them. Sometimes it's like you go 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. You know, there are different ways, but you can see that there is a progression or there's steps with each thing, okay?
Now, these are very specific workouts, and obviously I can't go through all the workouts that you could possibly see. But this should give you a framework or kind of a cheat sheet so that you can start to understand what the various pieces of a workout mean. I'll link you below to a page on wrinkledrunner.com so that you can see more about workout shorthand. Check out the Start to Run series over on the podcast if you're interested in running with me. You could also experience Workout Shorthand firsthand by becoming one of my virtual athletes. Head over to my coaching services page on the website to get more information. If you live in or around Buffalo, New York, the in-person coaching season is just around the corner. Touch base and let's get you on the list. There is still time to have first dibs for in-person session times. For those who are watching this prior to February 4th or 5th, 2023, I will be in Boston at the Run Show USA next weekend. If you will be too, send me an email at sherry@wrinkledrunner.com and let's connect. Or you can head over to the Run Show tab on the website for more information. Sign up for the once-a-month newsletter too, where I send you all of the links to all of the things that I have put out, along with any other running resources that I have found. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the run.